Hello everybody, Rob Gardner here at DFS Today on Twitter with another roster gen tutorial video, this time covering our tag system. Now, you may be wondering what tags are and what purpose they have in DFS, and it's actually a pretty simple system that has a lot of power and can allow you to do some really creative things. Tagging a player basically is giving them a label, and it shows up in our dashboard, which is on every sport right here. It says tag this player. You can come in and you can basically choose from the tags that are available. So I'm just going to choose star here, and I will show you can have multiple things here. So you can set a player to be star and chalk, and at any point you can just hit star and remove it, or hit chalk and remove it. But I'm going to set this to star, and let's just say that let's just go ahead and give all of these high-end players star ratings here. Okay. And once you tag people the way you want and you go into roster gen, they'll show up here. Now, there's an option here that says tags display or don't display. It's cleaner if it's not displayed, but if you want to mess with tags specifically in the screen, you can hit display and they'll show up here, and you can still edit the tags from within this section. So if you want to play with tags here, you can, but usually we leave this defaulted to don't display because it's just prettier and nice to see here. One of the things that's cool with this is you can see what percentage of your players on either site are going to be a star, and so we can see 32% on DraftKings, 5% on FanDuel, and so if you want to see kind of what percentage of exposure is, this is basically what percent of the time that particular tag is going to show up in rosters. Just another way to get a feel for where it's going to be. But I digress. We're going to kill this here, and I'm going to go to lineup building, and you'll see that the tags show up down here with min maxes. I'm going to set this to 2, and we'll set the max to 2 as well. And our goal here is, let's say, and this will happen in a lot of sports in a lot of different ways, and you can use this a lot of different ways, but let's say we wanted to make sure we had 2 studs in every roster. This is actually a very viable strategy on FanDuel when creating lots of rosters for WNBA, because there's inevitably going to be 2 forwards, two stud forwards in any given lineup that wins. Sometimes there's 3, and so if you wanted to have between 2 and 3, you could set this to 2 and 3. But we're just going to set this to 2 and only 2. And what this is going to do is for all the players that are tagged star, it's going to make sure that every single roster has at least 2 and no more than 2 in them. And so if I come in here and I create 20 rosters, it starts running, you'll notice Charles and Foles and more. Oops, not exposure. Charles and Foles and more and Foles. Charles and more. We don't have more than 2 in any roster. We don't have less than 2 in any roster. And this allows you to have some additional control over your roster building. Now again, there's a wide variety of ways you can use this. You can decide that you don't want more than 1 chalk player in a roster to keep your roster contrarian. You can decide that you need to have at least 2 value plays in a roster. And these are just names, so you don't have to use them for what they are. I mean, you could decide that you want 3 Minnesota players on every team, and you tag all the Minnesota players star, and then go that way. You don't have to use the labels that are there, but this gives you an incredible level of control in how you build your rosters. And remember, because you can come in here and select an existing batch and add new rosters, you can build one batch of rosters with several runs of the generator with different tag settings. And so if you want 10 rosters with 2 stars and 10 rosters with 1 star, fire 10 rosters with the 2 and the 2, fire 10 with the 1 and the 1, and make sure you have your batch selected, and there you go. We are really excited about this tool. We think it's going to add a lot of flexibility and creativity in how you build your rosters, and we believe it's going to give you the control you deserve as you're putting multiple entries into tournaments. If you have any more questions, reach me on Twitter at DFS Today, or you can reach out to our team Twitter at FantasyDgens. And as always, you can reach out to us in our Slack chat. We're always willing to help there and excited to talk to you. Thanks for checking out this video, and we'll talk to you soon.